Hello my dear students. So welcome back to chemistry online class. So in the previous class already we started the first chapter in the chemistry, that is some basic concept of chemistry. And this some basic concept of chemistry, it comes under physical section. Okay, in the physical chemistry part, the first lesson, a very important and basic chapter is some basic concept of chemistry chapter. And in the previous class already we discussed about the complete classification of matter, that is the physical classification of matter and the chemical classification of matter is discussed. And along with this classification of matter, the properties of matter and their measurement is also discussed in the last session. The properties of matter and their measurements. So in case of properties of matter, the properties of matter may be either physical or chemical property. Two different types of properties of matter, students. Okay, so already in the last session we discussed about the properties of matter and their measurement part. Okay, and now so the next important concept in this some basic concept of chemistry is the derived quantities and their SI unit. And so before starting these derived quantities and their SI unit, once will recall the physical quantities of matter. So already in the last session we discussed about the 7 fundamental quantities of matter or the 7 basic quantities of matter, students. So can you tell me what are those 7 fundamental quantities? Yes, very good. So what is the first one? So length is the first fundamental quantity of matter. The second one is mass of the substance. Third one is time. Fourth one is temperature. Fifth one is amount of substance. Sixth one is electric current. And the seventh fundamental quantity of matter is luminous intensity. So all these 7 quantities are said to be fundamental quantities of matter. One of the important system of measurement, that is SI system. So this SI system, it recognizes 7 basic quantities of matter, and all these 7 basic quantities are said to be fundamental quantities or the physical quantities of matter. And with the help of these fundamental quantities, see, 7 fundamental quantities. Yes, tell me what is the SI unit of length of matter? Yes, very good. Meter is the SI unit of length. Then what is the SI unit of mass? Kilogram. What is the SI unit of time? Second. Temperature is expressed in terms of Kelvin scale. Amount of substance is expressed in mole. Then electric current is expressed in terms of ampere. And luminous intensity, it is expressed in terms of candela. So all these are basic quantities and their SI unit, students. Now by using these physical quantities and their SI unit, by using these fundamental quantities and their SI unit, so let us switch on to the derived quantities and their SI units, students. You please concentrate on these derived quantities and fundamental quantities carefully. Okay, so in numerical problems, so in the numericals, so we use these quantities as well as their SI unit, students. Okay, so in case of derived quantities and their SI unit, the first important derived quantity, that is under the heading area. Okay, the first important quantity is area. Yes, students, anyone how to calculate the area? How to find out the area, students? Very good. Area is equal to length into breadth. Area is equal to length into breadth. Yes, length means it is a fundamental quantity of matter. So length is nothing but the basic or the physical quantity of matter, and already you know the SI unit of length of matter also. Yes, tell me what is the length of What is the SI unit of length, students? Very good, meter. So here length is expressed in terms of meter and breadth is also expressed in terms of meter. So meter into meter. So what is the SI unit of area? Meter square is the SI unit of area, students. The first important derived quantity. The first important derived quantity is area, and the SI unit of area is meter square. And this derived unit is derived from the basic quantity of matter or by using the fundamental quantity of matter, students. Now similarly, the second important derived quantity is volume. Please listen these concepts carefully. The second derived quantity is volume, and this volume it is calculated by using the formula length into breadth into height. So how to calculate the volume, students? Length into breadth into height. Then tell me what is the SI unit of length here? Very good. Meter is the SI unit of length. Then what is the SI unit of breadth, students? Again meter. Height is also expressed in terms of meter. So meter into meter into meter. So what is the answer here? So meter cube. So this meter cube is the SI unit of volume. Okay, this is the second important derived quantity and its SI unit, students. Are you all understanding this one? Is it clear? Yes, tell me how to calculate the area, length into breadth. What is the SI unit of area, students? Meter square. Then what is the second derived quantity? Volume. How to calculate the volume, students? Length into breadth into height. Yes, tell me what is the SI unit of volume? Meter cube is the SI unit of volume, students. And now coming to the third important point, the third important derived quantity, that is nothing but density. Listen, the third one. The third important one is so density. And here the density, this is calculated by using the formula mass divided by volume. So listen this point carefully. How to calculate the density, students? Mass divided by volume. Mass divided by volume. Yes, you just recall the list of physical quantities. One of the important physical quantity is mass. Yes, tell me what is the SI unit of mass of the chemical substance, students? Very good. Kilogram. Kilogram is the SI unit of mass of the chemical substance, students. And in the denominator, volume. So just now we derived the SI unit of volume. Yes, tell me what is the SI unit of volume here? Meter cube. So the SI unit of density is kg per meter cube. So this is the third important. Kg per meter cube is the SI unit of density. The first derived quantity is area and the SI unit is meter square. Second quantity is volume and the SI unit is meter cube. And the third quantity is density and the SI unit is kg per meter cube. The first three important derived quantities and their SI unit, students. And now coming to the fourth important one. The fourth important derived quantity, that is nothing but velocity. The fourth important quantity is velocity. Velocity. Velocity means distance traveled. Velocity means distance traveled. So distance traveled, so divided by time. Distance traveled divided by time. So distance traveled, that means displacement. Distance traveled means displacement. So displacement is expressed in terms of meter. The SI unit of distance traveled is meter, and denominator is time. The SI unit of time is second. So what is the SI unit of velocity then? So meter per second. This is the SI unit of fourth derived quantity of matter. Just tell me students, how to calculate the velocity here? Distance traveled by an object per unit time. I repeat, what is velocity here? The distance traveled by an object per unit time. That is nothing but a velocity. So what is the SI unit of velocity, students? Meter per second. So meter per second is the SI unit of velocity. The fourth important derived quantity, and it's the SI unit, students. Is it clear? Is there any doubt up to first four derived quantities? Now the fifth important fundamental quantity, the fifth important derived quantity is concentration. So either we call it as only concentration, or we use the word molar concentration. Listen this point carefully. Concentration, or it is also called as molar concentration, students. Then how to calculate this concentration? Concentration, what is mean by this concentration, or molar concentration, or it is also called as strength? So here concentration, the molar concentration, it is defined as the amount of chemical substance present in a known volume of a solution. So this itself we call it as a concentration of the solution, students. Listen the definition of a concentration carefully. So the concentration, or molar concentration, or the strength of the solution, it is defined as the amount of chemical substance present in a known volume of a solution. That is said to be a concentration of the solution, students. And here, amount of the substance. Yes, tell me, what is the SI unit of amount of substance, students? Yes, very good. Mole is the SI unit. So mole is the SI unit of amount of chemical substance, and volume is expressed in terms of meter cube. So then tell me, what is the SI unit of concentration of a solution? Moles per meter cube. So this is the SI unit of concentration of a solution, students. And listen, the concentration. So later we'll discuss in detail the molar concentration of a solution. Okay, here you just remember the SI unit of molar concentration, or the SI unit of strength of the solution, students. Okay, so I repeat, the SI unit of concentration, or the SI unit of molar concentration is mole per meter cube. Okay, so this is about the fifth important derived quantity, and it's the SI unit, students. And now coming to the sixth important point. The sixth important point is force. The sixth important derived quantity is force, and force means it is nothing but mass into acceleration. Listen this point carefully. So the force means it is nothing but mass into acceleration. So mass means it is expressed in terms of a kilogram. Mass is expressed in terms of a kilogram, and acceleration, it is expressed in terms of meter per second square. Please listen these derived quantities and their SI units carefully. The sixth important derived quantity is force, and force is nothing but mass into acceleration. Mass is expressed in terms of kilograms, whereas acceleration is expressed in terms of meter per second square. Students, now kg meter per second square. What is the SI unit of force then? Kg meter per second square. Kg meter per second square, or the force is expressed in terms of Newton. So this is regarding the SI unit of sixth derived quantity of a matter. Just tell me, what is the SI unit of force, students? Either you can write kg meter per second square, or you can write Newton. Okay, so this is about the sixth derived quantity and its SI unit. Students, are you all understanding this concept? Is there any doubt in this? ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು ಫಂಡಾಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಂಡಾಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್, ಈ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಸೊ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರದ್ದು SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ? 6 ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್. What are those 6 derived quantities, students? Area, second one is volume, third one is density, fourth one is velocity, fifth one is concentration or molar concentration, and the sixth one is force. The sixth one is force. Students, the two more important derived quantities of a matter. The two more important derived quantities of a matter. So here I will write. So the seventh one. The seventh important derived quantity. The seventh important derived quantity is pressure. Yes, anyone, students? What is mean by pressure here? Yes, anyone? What is mean by pressure? Pressure, it is nothing but force per unit area. So what is pressure, students? So force per unit area. So this itself we call it as pressure. Force per unit area. And just now we derived the SI unit of force. Yes, tell me, student, what is the SI unit of force here? Kg meter per second square. So if you want, you can write kg meter per second square, or you can write Newton. So force is expressed in terms of kg meter per second square or Newton, and area is expressed in terms of meter square. So directly we can write it as Newton per meter square. So this is the SI unit of pressure, the seventh important derived quantity and its SI unit. Students, yes, tell me, what is mean by pressure here? The force per unit area. So what is the SI unit of pressure? So Newton per meter square, or you can write kg meter per second square divided by meter square, or directly we can write it as Pascal. So this is the SI unit of pressure. Is it clear? Up to here, is there any doubt? So the last important derived quantity and its SI unit, the eighth important derived quantity is energy. And energy means it is nothing but force into displacement. Energy is nothing but force into displacement. And already we derived the SI unit of force. So what is the SI unit of force, students? Kg meter per second square, or Newton is the SI unit of force, students. And the second one is displacement. Displacement is expressed in terms of meter, and force is expressed in terms of Newton. Now tell me, what is the SI unit of energy, students? Newton meter is the SI unit of energy. So Newton meter or joule is the SI unit of energy, the eighth important derived quantity and its SI unit, students. See, all these 8 are nothing but the derived quantities of a matter and their SI units, students. Yes, tell me, what are the 8 important derived quantities of a matter? The first one is area, second one is volume, third one is density, fourth one is velocity, fifth one is concentration, sixth one is force, seventh one is pressure, and the eighth one is called as energy. All these are nothing but derived, 8 important derived quantities of a matter. Students, is it clear? Yes, tell me, what is the SI unit of area? Very good. Meter square is the SI unit. Now tell me, what is the SI unit of molar concentration? Very good. Moles per meter cube. Now tell me, what is the SI unit of energy? Newton meter, or you can write it as a joule. Now tell me, what is the SI unit of pressure? Newton per meter square. Newton per meter square, or you can write it as Pascal. Now tell me, what is the SI unit of density, students? Kg per meter cube is the SI unit of density. Now tell me, what is the SI unit of velocity, students? Very good. Meter per second is the SI unit of velocity. Okay, so all these are nothing but the derived quantities of matter and their SI unit. Students, okay, is there any doubt in this concept? All these derived quantities and their SI units are clear? Now, based on this concept, ನೋಡಿ ಡಿರೈವ್ಡ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಮತ್ತೆ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೊ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಎಂದು ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿ, ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೆನ್ಸಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ತರ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಫ್ರೇಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. And sometimes in the exam they may ask derive the SI unit of area. ನೋಡಿ, ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅಂದಾಗ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಸ್ ಮೀಟರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಇದು ಒಂದು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಹೌದಾ? ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೀರಿ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಡಿರೈವ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಡಿರೈವ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯು ಡಿರೈವ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಬರೀರಿ. ಏರಿಯಾ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಲೆಂತ್ ಇಂಟು ಬ್ರೆಡ್. ಲೆಂತ್ is expressed in terms of meter and breadth is expressed in terms of meter. So meter into meter, meter square. Like this you derive the SI unit of area, students. Okay, so ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೋಲಾರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೇಳಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ವೆಲಾಸಿಟಿನ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಡಿರೈವ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ಬೋದು, ಡಿರೈವ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಈ ತರ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಏರಿಯಾ, ರೈಟ್ ದಿ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಬರೀ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರೀರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ 7 ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಆರ್ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ SI ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ and 8 important derived quantities of matter and their SI unit concept. Students, is it clear? With the help of fundamental quantities and their SI unit and derived quantities and their SI unit concept, let us switch on to the next important point. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail some of the important physical quantities of matter. The first important quantity is nothing but mass of the chemical substance. The second important quantity is nothing but the volume of the chemical substance. And the third important quantity is nothing but temperature. So let us discuss in detail all these 3 important fundamental quantities of matter. Students, so the first important fundamental quantity is mass of the chemical substance. Listen here, mass of the chemical substance. So mass, it is defined as the amount of matter or the quantity of matter present in a given substance. Students, listen the definition of mass of the chemical substance carefully. So what is mean by mass here? The mass, it is defined as the amount of matter present in a given substance or the quantity of matter present in a given substance. Students, And here, this mass of the chemical substance, the mass of the chemical substance, it is denoted by the letter capital M. So this is the notation used for mass of the chemical substance, students. And here, mass of the chemical substance, always it is constant. The mass of the chemical substance, always it is a constant value. Okay, and this mass of the chemical substance is expressed in terms of the various units are used for mass of the chemical substance. Okay, so mass is expressed in terms of grams, mass is expressed in terms of kilograms, mass is expressed in terms of pounds, mass is expressed in terms of quintal, mass is expressed in terms of tons also. All these are nothing but the units used to express mass of the chemical substance, students. Yes, tell me, students, what is mean by mass here? The amount of matter or the quantity of matter present in a given substance, that is said to be a mass of the chemical substance, students. Now tell me, what are the different units used for mass of the chemical substance? Mass is expressed in terms of gram, mass is expressed in terms of kilograms, mass is expressed in terms of pounds, mass is expressed in terms of quintal, mass is also expressed in terms of tons also. Various units are used to express the mass of the chemical substance. And out of all these units, so one of the important unit according to SI system, the SI unit of mass of the chemical substance is, kilogram. That means kg is the SI unit of mass of the chemical substance, students. And here gram, listen the conversion. 1000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. So 1000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. So if you want, you can write it like this, or you can write 10 to the power of 3. 10 to the power of 3 grams or 1000 gram, which is equal to 1 kilogram, students. Okay, so the commonly used conversion factor it is. And here, mass of the substance, the value of mass of the substance, always it is a constant value. Always it is a constant value, student. And one more important terminology here is weight of the chemical substance, student. Listen the second point carefully. One is mass and second one is weight. Then what is mean by weight here? The force exerted by gravity on an object, that is said to be a weight of the chemical substance. You please listen the difference between mass and weight of the substance carefully, students. What is mean by mass here? The amount of matter present in a given substance or the quantity of matter present in a given substance. Whereas weight, so weight means it is defined as the force exerted by gravity on an object. That is said to be a weight of the chemical substance, students. The mass of the substance is different and weight of this chemical substance is different. And here the weight of the chemical substance, it is denoted by the letter W. W stands for weight of the chemical substance and M stands for mass of the chemical substance, student. The definition is totally different from one another. And already you know that mass of the chemical substance, always it is a constant value, whereas weight of the chemical substance, it varies from place to place due to the change in gravity. Listen this second difference carefully. How this weight is different from mass of the chemical substance, students? Weight varies. Weight of the substance varies from one place to another place due to the change in gravitational force or due to the change in gravity, students. Okay, always mass of the substance is constant and weight of the chemical substance varies from one place to another place due to the change in gravity. Okay, the first term is mass of the substance and second term is weight of the chemical substance, students. But nowadays, for the measurement of chemical substance, generally we use mass or weight. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮಾಸ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ವೇಟ್ ಅಂತಾನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. But mass term and the weight term totally different from one another. And already you know what are the differences between these two chemical substances. Okay, and here mass of the chemical substance. Mass of the chemical substance is determined very accurately in laboratory by using one of the important apparatus called as analytical balance, or it is also called as a chemical balance, students. Nodri mass ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಪಾರಟಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಥವಾ ಅನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಅಪಾರಟಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಒಳಗೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಪಾರಟಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಟು ಮೇಜರ್ ದ ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. But nowadays this chemical balance, so this analytical balance, it is replaced by the electrical balance, digital weighing machines. ನೋಡಿ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇವನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರೀಸ್ ಒಳಗೂ ಈ ಅನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಬದಲಿ ನಾವೇನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್? ಸೊ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಷೀನ್ಸ್, ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಷೀನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅಕ್ಯುರೇಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಅನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. Okay, so this is about the first important quantity called as mass and weight of the chemical substance, students. Is it clear? Is there any doubt in this first point? Yes, tell me what is mean by mass of the chemical substance? The amount of matter or the quantity of matter present in a given mass, present in a given substance, that is said to be a mass of the chemical substance. Then what is mean by weight of the chemical substance, students? The force exerted by gravity on an object, that is said to be a weight of the chemical substance. The mass of the substance always it is a constant value, whereas weight of the chemical substance varies from one place to another place due to the change in gravitational force or due to the change in gravity, students. Is there any doubt in this first point? Is it clear? So now the second important quantity is nothing but the volume. So already we derived the SI unit of volume, students. Yes, tell me what is the SI unit of volume? Yes, very good. Meter cube is the SI unit of volume. How to derive this SI unit, students? By using the formula length into breadth into height. What is the formula to determine the SI unit of volume, student? Length into breadth into height. Meter into meter into meter. You will get meter cube. So this is the SI unit of volume, student. And this volume of the substance is also expressed in terms of decimeter cube. Volume is expressed in terms of decimeter cube. Volume is expressed in terms of centimeter cube. Volume is expressed in terms of liter. Volume is expressed in terms of milliliter, and it is also expressed in terms of meter cube. See, all these different units are used to measure volume of the chemical substance, students. Nodri bari meter cube ಅಂತಾನೆ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಲೀಟರ್ ಒಳಗೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಡೆಸಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಒಳಗ, ಮಿಲಿಲೀಟರ್ ಒಳಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಒಳಗೂ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೇವೆ. ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮ್ ಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. But according to SI system, the SI unit of volume of the chemical substance, according to the SI system, the SI unit of volume of the chemical substance is meter cube. This is the SI unit for volume of the chemical substance, students. Then here volume. In laboratory we use various types of apparatus. Various types of apparatus are used to measure the volume of the chemical substance. Students, ನೋಡ್ರಿ ನಾವು ಮಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೇಜರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನಾಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. But nowadays this analytical balance or so this chemical balance is replaced by electrical weighing machines. Okay. But in case of volume of the chemical substance, we use various types of apparatus in laboratory. The various types of apparatus are used in laboratory, and out of these different types, the first important type of apparatus is pipette. The first important one is pipette. So here pipette is used to measure the exact volume of the chemical substance. Students, listen this first apparatus carefully. Pipette. ನೋಡಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ apparatus ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಪಿಪೆಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು 10 ml. ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಮಾರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10 ml ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು 10 ml ಪಿಪೆಟ್. ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಒಳಗ ನಮಗೆ 15 ml ಪಿಪೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತಾವು, 20 ml ಪಿಪೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತಾವು, 25 ml ಪಿಪೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್, even 50 ml ಪಿಪೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, so to measure the volume of the chemical substance, one of the important apparatus used in a laboratory is pipette. Students, ಹೌದಾ? ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವೇನಂತೀವಿ pipette ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Okay, and the second important apparatus is burette. ನೋಡ್ರಿ second one ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು burette ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು pipette, ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು burette ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಹೌದಾ? So burette and pipette, these two apparatus are used in a titration experiment. ನೋಡಿ ಎರಡು apparatus ಅನ್ನು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವ್ರಿ? ಟೈಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಒಳಗ ನಾವು ಇವು ಎರಡು apparatus ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಓಕೆ, so here you just remember, pipette is used to measure the volume of the chemical substance, burette is used to measure the volume of the chemical substance, and the third apparatus is measuring cylinder. ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮೆಜರಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಹೌದಾ? ಈ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮೆಜರಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಮೆಜರಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ಒಳಗ ನಿಮಗೆ 10 ml ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು 5 ಲೀಟರ್ ಮೆಜರಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಲಿಂಡರ್ ವರೆಗೂ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. 10 ml, 20 ml, 25 ml, 50 ml measuring cylinder, 500 ml measuring cylinder, 500 ml measuring cylinder, 1 liter, 2 liter, 5 liter, and so on. Okay, this is the third important apparatus used to measure the volume of the chemical substance. Student, and the fourth important one, so listen, this one is very important apparatus, and this apparatus it is used to prepare the standard solution. ನೋಡಿ ಈ apparatus ನಾವು ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ಈ apparatus ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. And the name of this apparatus is measuring flask, or it is also called as volumetric flask. Students, ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ? ಮೆಜರಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ ವಾಲ್ಯೂಮೆಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅಂತಾನೂ ನಾವು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಮೆಜರಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್ ಆರ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬೊರೇಟರಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 ml ನಮಗೆ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 200 ml ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 500 ml ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, 1 ಲೀಟರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಜರಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್ ಅವೈಲೇಬಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ apparatus is called as a measuring flask, or it is also called as a volumetric analysis. And you please remember, so this apparatus it is used to prepare the standard solution. Listen this word carefully, standard solution. So what is mean by this standard solution, students? The solution whose concentration is known. The solution whose concentration is known, such type of the solutions are called as a standard solution. Okay, we'll discuss in detail while explaining the concentration or strength of the solution concept, students. So here you just remember the name of the apparatus and the application part. And one more apparatus used to measure the volume is conical flask. Conical flask. So this apparatus is used to measure the volume of the chemical substance. Students, see, all these are nothing but different apparatus or various types of apparatus used in a laboratory to measure the volume of the chemical substance. Students, so pipette, burette, measuring cylinder, measuring flask or volumetric flask, and this one is called as the conical flask. Students, and so 1000 centimeter cube is nothing but is equal to 1 decimeter cube. So 1 decimeter cube means it is nothing but 1 liter. So 1 liter means it is nothing but 1000 milliliter. This is the conversion factor, students. You please remember this conversion factor in chemistry part. ಹೌದಾ, ಇದೊಂದು conversion factor ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್. ಸೊ 1000 ಸೆಂಟಿಮೀಟರ್ ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂದ್ರು ಒಂದೇ, 1 dm ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂದ್ರು ಒಂದೇ, 1 dm ಕ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಂದ್ರು ಒಂದೇ, 1 ಲೀಟರ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೂ ಒಂದೇ. 1 liter means it is nothing but 1000 milliliter, students. Okay, so this is about the second important quantity called as the volume of the chemical substance, students. And now coming to the third important quantity. The third important quantity is called as a temperature factor. The third important quantity is a temperature. Yes, tell me, student, what is mean by temperature? Yes, anyone? What is mean by temperature, students? Yes, very good. Temperature, it is nothing but measure of degree of hotness or coldness of a substance. That is nothing but a temperature factor, students. And here, in case of a temperature, we use 3 different scales of a temperature. So 3 different scales of a temperature. The first one is called as Celsius scale. The first scale of temperature is Celsius scale. Second scale is Fahrenheit scale. The second one is Fahrenheit scale, and the third important scale of temperature is nothing but Kelvin scale. So all these are different scales of temperature, students. Listen here, in case of temperature factor, so temperature means it is defined as the measure of degree of hotness or coldness of a chemical substance, students. And here, in case of temperature, we use 3 different scales of temperature. One is a Celsius scale, second one is a Fahrenheit scale, and the third one is called as a Kelvin scale, students. So 3 different scales of temperature are used here. And out of these 3 different scales, according to the SI system, the SI unit of temperature is nothing but Kelvin. What is the SI unit, students? Kelvin is the SI unit of temperature, students. And here, to measure the temperature of a chemical substance, to measure the temperature of a matter, one of the important apparatus used is thermometer. Yes, tell me, name the apparatus used to measure temperature, students. Thermometer. Yes, tell me, how many types of thermometers are there? How many types of thermometers are there, students? 3 different types of thermometers are there. The first one is called as a laboratory thermometer. Second one is called as a clinical thermometer. I repeat, first one is called as a laboratory thermometer, second one is called as a clinical thermometer, and the third important one is minima and maxima thermometer, students. So 3 different types of thermometers are used. ನೋಡಿ, ನಾವು 3 different types of thermometers ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಒಳಗ ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಒಳಗ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ವೆದರ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ವೆದರ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್, ಆ ವೆದರ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ್ಲೂ ವೆದರ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರ್ರಿ, ಸೊ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಗರಿಷ್ಠ ತಾಪಮಾನ ಮತ್ತು ಕನಿಷ್ಠ ತಾಪಮಾನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್. ಟು ಮೇಜರ್ ದಿ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಅಪಾರಟಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಮಿನಿಮಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಾ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಮಿನಿಮಾ ಮತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಾ ಥರ್ಮೋಮೀಟರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹೌದಾ? ಸೊ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ 3 ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್? Yes, one is a Celsius scale, second one is a Fahrenheit scale, and the third one is called as a Kelvin scale. Now tell me how to convert so degree Celsius to Kelvin scale, students. Just tell me how to convert degree Celsius to Kelvin scale, students. So Kelvin scale is equal to degree Celsius plus 273. So this is the conversion factor. So please remember this conversion factor, students. Really now first conversion factor ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು Kelvin scale. How to convert degree Celsius to Kelvin scale? By adding 273 to degree Celsius temperature. ಇಲ್ಲೇನ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ 273 ನ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಿ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇನ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಇಂಟು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್. ಈ ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೆಂಗಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್, ಬ್ರಿಂಗ್ ದಿಸ್ 273 ಟು ದಿ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ is plus, if I bring this to the left hand side, this becomes minus. So Kelvin scale minus 273, you will get the temperature in terms of degree Celsius. The conversion factor, please listen these conversion factors carefully. ಕೆಲವೊಮ್ಮೆ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ನ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರ, ನಾವು ಕೆಲ್ವಿನ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲ್ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಮೇನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾ. And one more important is conversion of degree Celsius into Fahrenheit scale. Degree Celsius ಇದನ್ನ ನಾವು Fahrenheit scale ಗೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, Fahrenheit scale equal to 9 divided by 5 into degree Celsius temperature plus 32. So this is the main important formula to convert degree Celsius to Fahrenheit scale, students. ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಫಾರ್ಮುಲಾನ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್ ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್ ಇದ್ದದನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾರನ್ಹೀಟ್ ಸ್ಕೇಲಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದೆನ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾರನ್ಹೀಟ್ ಇಂಟು ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಸೆಲ್ಸಿಯಸ್? How to convert Fahrenheit into degree Celsius, students? So keep this Fahrenheit scale as it is, bring this 32 to the left hand side, that is minus 32, F minus 32 into 5 divided by 9, so which is equal to degree Celsius. So this is about the conversion factor, students. Is there any doubt in this conversion factor? Okay, you please remember all these 3 important quantities of matter, students. One is mass and weight of the chemical substance, the second one is volume of the chemical substance, and the third one is temperature factor. Is it clear? Is there any doubt? So I will stop here only. Okay. Based on today's class, these are the assignment questions, students. The first question is write the SI unit of the following quantities. The first quantity density, second one is energy, third one is force, and fourth one is pressure. Second question is write the difference between mass and weight of the chemical substance, or distinguish between mass and weight of the chemical substance. Third question, convert 37 degrees Celsius into Kelvin scale, and second question 60 degrees Celsius in Kelvin scale. Similarly, the fourth one is related to conversion factor, convert 37 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit scale, and second one is 27 degrees Celsius into Fahrenheit scale. So all these 4 questions are related to today's class, students. Okay, so with this I conclude my today's class. Thank you.